all these blocks are in the exploration stage, so the work is already committed is only with regard to the minimum work program for exploration, the 2D surveys, 3D surveys and exploratory wells. It will be of the order of around $2 to $3 billion.
So that is the exploration work.
That is the-
But once the discoveries are made, and then the investments that are required would come in the future.
Yes.
सर मैं राजस्थान से हूँ, मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि राजस्थान में अभी रिसेंटली आप करके आए हैं वहाँ पे रिफाइनरी के लिए, तो वहाँ सर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने एक बहुत बड़ा वायबिलिटी जो गैप था उसको फंडिंग किया है, करीब 20,000 करोड़ कुछ। तो अभी भी वहाँ पर जो एक्सप्लोरेशन तो पहले से ये कंपनी कर रही है, तो जब ये लगेगी 2017 लगभग इसका कुछ है, तो तब तक क्या उतना पेट्रोल वहाँ है कि वो जो हम स्टेट गवर्नमेंट जो फंडिंग कर रहे हैं वो हमें नुकसान नहीं हो आगे और वो इन फ्यूचर वो चलती रहेगी?
No, even according to the present estimation, you know very well, all this explorationists are concerned, 80% of the income will come to the state government and also the central government. Only 20% will go to the contractor. Another point is with regard to the refineries also, the income which is generated there through the taxes and other things, will be far, far more than 3,700 crores, which they are giving as a viability fund. So they will be in a win-win situation. Moreover, during the construction of a refinery, we require about 40 to 40,000 people. They will be employed. Just imagine the salary they get. And also, we have also ensured that, we will also work out on they have already appointed, the state government has already appointed a task force to prepare a concept paper for petrochemical complex, downstream project. That again will, sometime, I know very well in Mangalore what they have done with petrochemical, about 1 lakh appointment, they get. That appointment also the HPCL, they have undertaken to, local people who have lost the land or, some local traders, their children, each one will get a job, but we will immediately start training them for various skill which is required so that they will be available at the time it is commissioned. So that kind of a situation, it will unlock the prosperity for the entire region and also Rajasthan. That means they know very well that 3,750 crores, which is given by them as a viability fund, that will yield very good result.
Next 10 or 15 years so
when they prepare a project for the refinery, they know very well that
क्रूड ऑयल जो है वहाँ पे
that is there.
ये 50% लोकल असम्पशन है इस वक्त कि 50% रिफाइनरी के लिए राजस्थान का होगा, 50% बाहर से आएगा। और अगर बाहर से इंपोर्ट करके, और अगर राजस्थान में और क्रूड ऑयल निकलता है तो फिर और मिलेगा, उसमें फिर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की सब्सिडी कम हो जाएगी। तो ये उससे असम्पशन किया है, उसके बेसिस पे अगर क्रूड ज्यादा निकलेगा राजस्थान में तो उसकी सब्सिडी कम हो जाएगी।
According to the
State government.
According to the present trend, we are likely to get enough crude oil, which is enough for refinery.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, please.
Hello, I'm Tiken from Manipur. My question is a small one. It's not about refineries and all that. It's about petrol prices. Manipur must prices in Manipur. Manipur must be the only state where this hike in petrol prices doesn't make much of a news, or people are not very agitated, because most of the time they are paying much higher than the prices fixed by the OMCs because of
Taxation.
not taxation, because of the blockades. We have economic blockades,
I know.
which goes on for months
You are
together.
right, you are right.
So you end up paying, say, around 100 rupees per liter. This IOC chairman is also here, I suppose. What I'm trying to say is, if you have the storage capacity, if you increase the storage capacity, the depots there, I think you can sort of solve this problem to a great extent. So what steps have you taken on that count?
Mr. Bhutan.
Sir, we have taken up a project to augment the storage capacity. The environmental approvals were awaited. We have got some of preliminary approvals recently, and it will take about 18 to 20 months to complete this augmented capacity.
Yeah, sir, this is Siddharth here, right, for the Hindu Business Line. You have spoken about a global tender for ethanol. How much volumes are you looking at, and is such kind of tenders expected in the long run, or it is just one of its for experimental basis? You will look at it for giving a tender for once.
People have all, according to the tender which we have already called, we are getting a small quantity, but anything 0.8, how much?
Our annual requirement is 100 crore liters, sir. The current tender is approximately half has already, I think, they are in the process of,
Rest of it we are calling.
we will have to go for another tender, sir. It may have to be an international tender, but that is what it is under progress.
What, I told them. Yes.
It's in under progress.
I am Rakesh from Energy Intelligence. You spoke about Iran-Pakistan pipeline, that India is still a part of that pipeline. Recently, when Pakistan announced that it's going ahead with the construction of the pipeline from Iran to Pakistan side, so US ensured gave a stern warning on the sanctions part. So how do you think, how will India be able to go ahead with the pipeline, and what are the issues that are being discussed? And what about the security issues, since the pipeline will be passing through Balochistan?
Mr. Tripathi, would you like to react on this?
As far as IPI pipelines are concerned, these are geopolitical issues, but yes, there are certain issues with reference to the price of gas, the landfall points. These needs to be settled. The transit fee issue needs to be settled. As things improve, the relationship improve, this pipeline will also be discussed, and India will definitely remain engaged in these discussions.
Yes.
Yes. And what about the sanctions part, sir?
These are all the matters, between the countries, and in fact, Pakistan is going ahead with that. They have already inked the pact, and that is what our GAIL chairman, CMD, has already said. We are engaged in this kind of the talk with Iran and also with the US. So this project, is beneficial to our country, no doubt. That's why we are working on that. There are other sensitive and other issues with regard to the sanctions, which we'll have to address.
Yes, please. At the back.
Hello, sir. I'm Rakti. I write for Bloomberg News. You spoke about the shale gas policy going to the cabinet. Recently, there were a few reports saying India is one of the most water-stressed countries in the world, and that water problem is increasing. Shale requires, as we know, a lot of water. How are we going to resolve the issue?
You are right. There are two major issues insofar as the shale is concerned, shale gas is concerned. One is about the land. As far as the US is concerned, whatever beneath the earth, belongs to the landowner there. Whereas in our countries, our policy, whatever beneath, it belongs to the government. That is sovereign right. Then, as far as the water is concerned, that is an issue. That is why our policy is not exactly the replica of the policy of the US. It is something different. And we have taken all these things, in consideration while formulating the policy. But at the same time, what I have said, it is doable. And we are trying to organize these things, with regard to particularly the issues of land and water are the major concern. We will be addressing that.
Yes, please.
This fossil fuel civilization which we are pursuing, do you think even if all these projects fructify, we can fulfill the aspirations of the people? On the one hand, you have a rising population. On the other hand, you have a rising middle class, and the aspiration levels are rising. And these projects will definitely have a different kind of pressure on the economy. Do you think it is sustainable in the ultimate analysis?
I think I have not properly understood. Anyway, have you understood the question?
More of a philosophical question about aspirations and about consumption and about a consumption society. But you see, the point is that the experience of the last 200 years tells us that technology has found solutions to a lot of problems. Now, last week, we heard from the Japanese that they have found gas from gas hydrates in the ocean. And India has a lot of gas hydrates. So you do not know what's going to happen in the future. You may have gas coming out from the gas hydrates, which can take care of your energy needs. So it is not really possible to predict. The Club of Rome had predicted in 1969 that the world would come to an end because we were running out of fossil fuels because of environmental damage. It hasn't happened so far. And prediction of what is going to happen in the future is a very hazardous occupation, and we don't indulge in that.
So I'm Dennis Giles from Andaman Nicobar Islands. We have been hearing about allotment of 2 oil blocks or something in the island. So we would actually like to know the present status of the project. What exactly is going on?
Sir, one was till now held up due to the defense clearances.
Defense, yes, clear.
Has been cleared recently. The other, there is a dispute between ONGC and ENI regarding participation. So they are resolving it, sir. Once that dispute is resolved, the work in both the blocks will commence.
One has been cleared. Will be cleared now when we go to the cabinet. So the other one. So some work will start now in Andamans.
It's very ultra deep water block, so the exploration period will stretch to 8 full years.
They are permitted, but it can be expedited also. Yes.
Sir, this is Richa from Business Line. The minister mentioned that the land acquisition issue in Tamil Nadu, you're trying to resolve it. The last information available was that GAIL had taken up the matter with the state chief secretary. Can we know the current status on it?
Mr. Tipat?